Hello everybody, Bubblezest here and welcome back to HOI4. In today's video we're going to be playing as Republican Spain and we are going to be defeating the Nationalists before 1937. You heard me, so let's get started. Let's do the Popular Front and begin. Now we have to choose, which Guardia are we going to control, Assalto or Civil? Well, as usual, it's going to be the Guardia Civil. More stab, more units. The more units are especially useful today. And here's the Spanish election of 1936. Now normally at this point we'd be doing things like concession to the left, reassign disloyal leaders, but here's the thing. We're not going to be doing that today. We are going to start the Spanish Civil War as soon as possible, so none of these decisions, nothing. We're also not going to be doing any state expansion. We're going to let the Nationalists take what they want. I know it sounds counterintuitive, that's what we've always done, but we have to do this to start quickly. The Nationalists, by the way, will aim to control Extremadura, Seville, and Cordoba. These three states are the ones they will focus on. I have seen it, though, that it's quite common that they might put a tick or two into some other states, like Valencia, Madrid, and so on. Their behaviour is annoyingly inconsistent. Well, that's kind of annoying. The Nationalists are going to get Vicente Royo Lodge, the man I usually used as a Republican Field Marshal. This is annoying, but no matter. And now let's train the Union Youth. Even more units. Well, 5 of them. Every little helps. We are going to start the weapon caches, although we won't be able to finish it. When the strikes have next been suppressed, the Civil War will start. Pretty normal start for us, although the Nationalists have gotten an extra tick in Valencia. Oh well, not much I can do about that now. Oh, that's funny. The military plot has just gone into the negative. The military is now running late. It should start at 3 o'clock. And it has. Right, today we're just going to stay with the Second Republic. Good. Right, let's see what we got. 10 divisions in the north? Okay, something like this will do. These guys mostly need to hold the line, funnily enough. This is because Pas Pascal, this state here, is included in Consolidate the North. As a backup plan, if we take too long, the Carlists will rise up as long as we hold this state. We really need to hold this state, so we're going to give Jose here ambusher, more entrenchment. We have 40 other divisions? Good. Let's just put them on the front line. Now normally I promote Royo, but we don't have him, so who should we promote? Antonio Cordon Garcia is calling my name. Offensive, charismatic. And aggressive, we're going to begin to head to the north. Not like that though. More like that. By the way, do not use Enrique Lister. For some reason he will join the anarchists, despite the fact he's the man who literally shut down the Regional Defence Council of Aragon. Anyway, next up, first focus. We're going to be strengthening the Northern Guard. We'll get 6 divisions up there. And now we need to get moving. Funnily enough, Republican Spain is really good on the offensive. Normally most people would try and hold, but I've learned the best strategy with them is to just get going. So we're just going to grab as much as we can. We're going to go for Cordoba, Cadiz, Seville, etc. Try to create as many encirclements as we can. We have got to keep moving. See this division? It goes forward. This one goes forward. This one creates an encirclement. This one heads to the north. This one pins. This one heads up. This one's heading to the side. I move this one forward quickly. Same with this one, and they're doing the same. The more we cut up the Nationalist AI, the more they'll get confused. The AI doesn't work too well when there are many encirclements around. Anyway, we must pin this Nationalist division behind us, can't have any shenanigans. And now let's do some naval invasions. We can't access Galicia because Nationalist Spain holds Seville, but we can at least get the Balearics and Spanish Africa for now. So we will. 1 division each. And we'll put the Navy on strike force. The other half of the Navy I have will be on convoy raiding. Now for our spies, go to Burgos, more intel. Let's even begin to break their cipher. I have that ready. Of course, let's assign the Air Force, cannot forget about that. Our naval bombers, naval bombing please. We have more than enough political power, so let's go for a silent workforce. Let's also train up as many divisions as we can. 9? Alright, we'll deploy them as soon as they're ready. But I think we now are ready, so let's take the speed down a tiny bit. and begin the Spanish Civil War. This is going to be fun. If we pin some units at the wrong time, we'll just let them go. It's easier for us. Looks like we can take cadets and Seville very soon. Great. And yes, I'll take the volunteers, Stalin. Ah, we managed to stop 5 units landing in cadets. That's actually probably quite a bad thing, actually. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but it might be better for us to let them in. That's because they won't be on the rest of the front line. They'll be here. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to let them in. Alright, come on. Ah, the AI is doing a classic pin here. Now remember what we say to pins. No. Just say no. They retreat, and now retreat into enemy tile. That's what we're doing over here, actually. Now push. And the front lines have solidified very well. I'm going to wait to see what the Nationalists do first for their offensive. They chose Pass Fiscal. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. I'm going to do Seville. No, we are going to Burgos. Your pins mean nothing. And successful retreat into Burgos. Good, first focus done, 6 extra units, now entrench. Now, new leadership time. Good, our recruits are ready. Just for now, they're going to be helping with flushing cadets. And perfect, flush. Now let's do some more naval invasions. We finally have access to northern Spain, so it's time. Let's naval invade A Coruña, my favourite. At the same time though, we will also naval invade the Canary Islands. There's a victory point there, we have to go. We're also going to naval invade Oviedo. It will probably be defended, but it is a victory point, so don't have a choice, do I? Something like this will have to do. Also, I'm luring this unit out of Badajoz. Lost it by mistake, but that is okay, it's leaving. This unit's on the walk to Valladolid. That unit is encircled. Luckily, when that unit leaves, it can be rescued. Perfect, and I'll take that back, thank you. Gonna retreat into this town and begin to walk on Valladolid. It's worth 3. Victory points are going to be the bane of my existence. But remember, each tile is worth around half a victory point, so even if we just take a tile or 2, it's damn worth it at this point. Wow. 3 A Coruña. I doubt it'll be a 3 Oviedo. But that's good. Get marching, lads. Good. Took the Canaries. Now get back to the mainland. You don't need to do anything else. Let's try and encircle this Italian. Oh, isn't that typical? The unit going to Oviedo, which is free, is the one being pinned. If I could summarise HOI4 in an image, that's what I'd do. Well, nevertheless, we nabbed it. Already, National Spain is 86 of the way there. That was so close, I almost caught that unit. Try explaining that one, Benito. Wow, we even managed to take Zaragoza despite the fact that's under an offensive. That is pretty good, although we still need to take this victory point here. Valladolid down. Now just Leon, which is worth 1. So I mostly need to focus on tile grabbing now. Look at the AI, they're just mashing their heads around Pass Fiscal. That's really keeping them occupied. Not that I'm complaining, and I'm really not. That's bloody useful. Also going to defend Valladolid at all costs. It cannot fall. It cannot fall. Leon falls. Is it enough? Nope. 3% of the way to go. Damn. That's the victory point, and that unit's trying to leave. Leave. That unit's attacking, just like the one in Badajoz. Now you, get in there. Get in there. That might do it. I nearly lost Valladolid. Oh, that would have been a disaster. That's going to do it. 14%. Oh my God. I am absolutely speechless. I am absolutely speechless. 1st of October, 1936. Spanish nationalists defeated. Wow. I'm a bit overwhelmed, and I should probably explain why. This was not how this was meant to go, in any way. All I was planning to do, when I started planning for this video, was a simple challenge. The challenge was just to defeat the Nationalists without doing any prep. But now, this is the new world record, I believe, for the defeat of the Nationalists by the Republicans. We are like 3 months and 19 days off of the normal start for the Republicans. This would be an insane finish for the Nationalists, but we've done it as the Republicans. This might come across as very forward, but I honestly think this might be a new Spain meta that we've just come across. Doing the prep is quite stressful. You have to make sure you get a right one, a lot of assassinations, a lot of opportunities for political power, not too many strike suppressions. But it turns out, if you just don't do the prep, you can finish in October, September 1936. I've been doing Spain runs before I even started this channel. I thought getting a February 1937 finish was special, but this is on a whole nother level. I just need to give just a bit more perspective. This is the second run to record I've done today. The first run I did today finished in March 1937, and I called that good. Then I did another run while editing that one, and I got it into December, and now I've got this run into October. The progression of this is insane. Alright, Bubbles, get a grip. What should we do now? Like, we still got 173 days before the anarchists show up. You know what? Let's beat them quickly too. Let's rush it down. Future of the Republic, Popular Front strategy, and crush the revolution. If you are playing as the Republicans, you do need to hire Juan the Grin. He unlocks this focus, and this the Carabineers. Alright, the moment has come to crush that revolution. If you're doing this though, and the Nationalists still haven't been defeated by this time, I would heavily suggest doing anti-fascist unity. The extra 140 days you'll get means the Carlists will rise up before the anarchists do. That should give you the little break you need to defeat the Nationalists. Just gonna preemptively plan some naval invasions for no reason whatsoever. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Let's do this. Anarchist uprising. Now let's enlist those Carabineers to help against it. Right, on the front. Although, let's conveniently use this naval invasion that for some reason is here. No idea why. At this point, we are intending to get rid of the anarchists as soon as possible. But if you're doing pretty much anything else, I would heavily suggest now doing Lend-Lease. But as I said, that's not what we're going to do. Let's send everyone in. The spies, the navy. It's go. Go, go time. Where will the anarchists do an offensive first? Burgos. Alright, let's do Guadalajara so we can go to the centre. Yeah, come along, Stalin. Come along. If you're trying to do Lend-Lease though, don't invite him. He will finish the civil war for you. And retreat into Valencia. It's a big victory point. Well, what do you know? The anarchists failed to defend. What? Oh great, they moved in a unit at the literal last possible moment. Oh well, we'll encircle Barcelona and break it as soon as we can. In the first run, they literally left Barcelona open. Kinda sad that that didn't happen again. And Valencia sneakily grabbed. I'm gonna try and see if I can link up these units. Might be able to. Who knows anymore. Here are our extra divisions. Get to work. If you don't know, this is what they look like. They're mostly fodder. Damn, all of that hope trying to link up and then the anarchists do that when I wasn't paying attention. Wow, there are so many ways we're trying to find a link up. Might be able to link through the north, the south. Any way would be okay. And in the end, we link up through the north. Alright, next offensive has to be Catalonia. And thanks for doing Eastern Aragon anarchists, that will probably be the end of you. I wonder if Barcelona fallen will be the end of the anarchists. It is worth 30. No other victory point is so big. Is that enough? What do you know? Republican victory in the Spanish Civil War by July 11th, 1937. I'll be fair, that isn't the absolute quickest I've beaten the anarchists, even doing something like this. But I'd still call that pretty good. Of course though, one major downside does rear its head right now, our lack of cause. But if you do the things I do with Spain, you'd honestly be fine. If you had Lend-Lease going, you'd have a lot of equipment to suppress strikes. Or if you did something like limited conscription or extensive, where you still had all your cause, you'd be able to field a large army. I've done it many times. You don't lose the cause that the Nationalists have until the Spanish Civil War is over. But wow, that is crazy, isn't it? We're very far ahead in our focus tree at this point. We really shouldn't be doing stuff like the Popular Army at this time. We should be doing something like the Future of the Republic. Obviously, this would be a lot better if you were playing as someone like the Stalinists. The Republicans don't have much to do at this point. So I think we'll call this here. I think this is something I need your guys' help on as well. What do you think of this? Do you think this is a new meta? I do think though that the days of doing the prep might be ending. Genuinely, if we can pull off stuff like October 1st consistently, there may be no need to ever do the prep again. They may call me the Spanish Civil War King, but this is something else. So, until next time everybody, I thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any suggestions in the comments below for future video ideas. I'm always looking for them. However, until we meet again, from me Bubble Zest, I need a rest. It's been a long day. I've recorded 2 HOI4 videos, maybe redefined a meta. Goodbye.